Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our July Open Council meeting. My name's Siobhan. Um, these meetings are recorded, so if you don't want your face to be shown, you can leave your camera off. You can also leave your microphone off while we go through the committee reports and updates, and then we have a section for questions and comments after that. So feel free to unmute or take yourself off, or you can turn on your camera for that part if you like. These meetings are open to all of our members in good standing. And I think I mentioned already that they're recorded and shared via email and on our website later on. Am I missing anything, Kivius?
I think just
Right.
open forum we have at the end of the meeting. So right after we get through the reports, we'll do open forum. So feel free to put your questions in chat or say it at the time.
Okay. Yep, I went over that. It is just Kivius and I tonight. We're missing a couple council members, so we won't be making any decisions, but we'll just be going over the committee reports. And if you like, Kivius, you can start, or I can start
You want
with
to end?
my.
Want to
You want
end
me to?
with community integration? I could like fly through the others.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So share my screen. So view. What is it? Slideshow? View slideshow? Sure. All right. So we'll start with the Finance Committee update. So since the last report, they've implemented an operational plan for the Finance Committee. So that takes into account exactly how things flow and operate there and reconcile the recent budget. We have an audit coming up soon, in addition to a few taxes in September. So just making sure that is all cleared and ready to be submitted to our bookkeeper and the proper authorities. They've done that this past month. And the goals for the next reporting period is the operations grant request to novo for our year. We haven't submitted one this year at all. And on board Melissa Donahue, who's super incredible and amazing as the finance chair. And account balances, we have $411,663.91 in our checkings account, $7,286.20 in our savings account. Of that, we have $194,700, which is member equity. Then we have an additional $56,500 in GWI reserves. Next, governance committee. This was created by Kendall, so I'm just going to read it as best as I can. Since the last reporting period, we've done a consensus training. That was fun. Shout out to Evelyn Wright for doing that with us. Evelyn has been one of the founding co-op members and just on every year, does decision-making training with us. So it's really, really dope. Drafted new compensation proposal for council members and committee members. We have that coming up in upcoming meetings to approve those. Or edit those, whatever we decide. Drafted committee member agreements. We've expanded committees to include more volunteers. So exactly what those volunteers are, how much you're going to pay, what you're agreeing to, they're all sort of like packaged there. Conducted the annual board review survey. I'm super excited about what we do with that as a board to streamline our progress going forward and our work together. And lastly, conducted annual staff review survey. I'm implicating Siobhan here. We had our staff review. So yeah, they did a lot of work the past month. And the goals for the upcoming month is register council and staff for up and coming conference. That is the big co-op conference that happens every year, where we learn and connect with other co-ops and talk about where we are in our process and get support to get us from where we are to the next phase. Research facilitators for strategic planning. We would like for strategic planning to be facilitated by some folks, and we want to do it while we're there at the conference. So finding someone there and then updating our council calendar. So as initiatives change and timelines change and different committee members changes, what does that mean for our council calendar? Next, biz dev, business development. Shorthanded as biz dev. So we completed the market study enhancement feedback with various stakeholders in the community in partnership with the Capitals Project Committee. So that is going out saying, hey, what things should we sell, or how do we best produce programming and add value versus competing with existing things out there. And the goals for the next reporting period is to develop a final report of everything that we found and share it with the council, which will be used for planning purposes. And then lastly, this the old committee chair was Lindsay. Lindsay has been out. Her term is given up, and that communication is coming out soon. But I drafted this report for Capitals Project Committee. We transferred Capitals Project contracts to Novo, who's taking a hand in helping us facilitate the capital development. And two, we completed the market study enhancement plan feedback with various stakeholders in partnership with BizDev. So that's what community integration has been helping us with. And then the goals for the next is reporting period is finish all contract transfers. So they've been transferred now, and then we have to go into redrafting, and that is redrafting of contracts and terms and scopes, and that is the final stage in the contract transfers. And that's with respect to the Capitals project to streamline that development and make sure sort of like we have the capacity to both do operations and anything capital. All right, and I'll pass it over to Siobhan for community integration.
Thank you. So, the summary of work since the last reporting period, we have been working on constructing. They're called summer markets, but we're in the middle / nearing August, which is the end of summer. But markets to help bring fresh food to Midtown before our store is open. So we had to take a deep look at what that would actually cost us, and so we compiled a budget for that. And we are also working on a grant for that to cover some of the costs of it. We haven't submitted it yet because there's some forms that we're missing, but we did complete like the questionnaire and all the detailed section of the grant itself. So we just need those forms before we can submit it. We also held meetings with the Kingston Farmers Market, the Kingston Emergency Food Collaborative, the Broadway Bubble, the People's Place, and Farm Hub to discuss these markets and how we could potentially collaborate with these organizations, some of which already do food distribution and food donations, and some other ones that are just really connected in the food systems in Kingston. So we had some really, really useful meetings with them and some potential partnerships to make this market really great for Midtown. And we have more people to meet with because we just want to make sure that we really do our due diligence, that we learn as much as we can from these people. And like I said, that we do all this in service of Midtown and of the Kingston community to bring something that is going to be beneficial and useful to them. We also held a super fun community gardening session where we weeded and harvested beds at the South Pine Street City Farm. It was so fun. We harvested a bunch of zucchini and cucumbers, and I was eating a bunch of cherry tomatoes the whole time. There's probably none left, or maybe there is, but they were so good. And we welcome all of our members, all of our community members as well to come get your hands in the soil with us because it's such a beautiful little farm / community garden. It's like tucked away right off of Greenkill Avenue, but it's so peaceful there and it's just really fun. We're even thinking about doing our office hours there, or that's something that I've mentioned to the group, just to get us outside and to, you know, I don't know, have fun at the community garden and like share veggies with everybody that comes. So that is what we did since the last time. Our goals include solidifying the partnerships. Like I said, we have more people to meet with, and we have a lot of logistics to work out with how we curate this market and ensuring that we're not duplicating or not just ensuring that we work it out so that, like I said, it's beneficial, it's thoughtful, it's intentional, and that we're not replicating work that's already being done and just really figuring out the best way that we can be an asset to all the work that's being done regarding food system and food access. So our other work includes holding another community gardening day, which we haven't decided on a date yet. And also the rain has just been so crazy. So that makes it tricky. But if we do get a day where we could get some sun or at least some calm skies, we will definitely put it out on our social media and in our email for people to come on down to that. And we're also, through one of the meetings that we had today, we learned of some free farmers markets, or like free slash low cost markets in Dutchess County, through this organization called Fairground Farm. And they do some free food distribution stuff, but it's more farmers market style. And they're doing some in Beacon, Newburgh, and I believe the Poughkeepsie area. So we're trying to get together as a team to go visit one of them that's happening in Beacon next week, just to see how other people are doing it, so that we're not reinventing the wheel, and just, yeah, doing some important observations and information gathering. So that is on our plate for next time. And expenses that we've had include snacks for the community gardening session that we just had last week, and that was $13.36. So no major expenses in this area thus far. That's all I got, Kiwius. I realized that I forgot to go over our membership numbers, which is 1,298 total members. And within that, let me just pull up the solidarity number. I believe it's 248, but the exact number is 248. Yep. So that's our membership numbers, and I'll pass it back to you, Kiwius.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, a lot has been going on. We're middle of capital, middle of figuring things out for the market. So yeah, as you can see, it's just been a lot of work. And I know this meeting is relatively short because we're missing some council members, but that potentially means if there are any questions, we have a bit more time to talk. So I'll, yeah, open the floor. Marissa, if you have any questions or anything you want to bring up, or whatever it is, feel free to speak or type or whatever you feel comfortable with.
I don't have any questions, but it sounds like you guys have had a very productive month, and thanks so much for the work you do.
Well, we needed that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a tough month, but we're still here, so
You're
that's all that
dedicated
matters.
day in, day out, right?
Busy. According to your reports, you were very busy, so.
Yeah,
We're
it's
getting
just the work doesn't stop.
we're like, next month is this.
Yeah. But thank you so much for listening in. And if you ever have a question that comes up or anything like that, you can always email us. The email is council@kingstonfoodcoop.com. And hopefully you're subscribed to our email so that you can get updated when we have events and things like that. So hopefully we can meet in person or see you at some point. But I'm gonna stop the recording, I guess, right? All right, cool.